It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints coming up next.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, we've got an NFC South matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Saints, Will Lutz has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Atlanta sending its offense out for the first time, and for the first time since 2008, it's a rookie who will handle things at quarterback. Out of Cincinnati, the third-round pick, Desmond Ridder.
And you know how scouts always talk about checking all the boxes? I think this young man does exactly that when you're looking for an NFL quarterback. Proven leader. Teams went 43-6 while he was in college. Has speed, dual threat ability, and the production off the charts while he was in school, and also did a nice job of limiting turnovers. When you put it all together, there's a lot to be excited about for this young quarterback.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
I think he thought he had his first read open on that one, but they were obviously ready for that throw, and that's just a lack of experience showing. Young quarterback steered his man down the whole way, and they were more than happy to sit on that route and bring home the INT.
So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. Kamara will get down close to the goal line, but not in, and as he'll be marked down at the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Again, Kamara. But he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And Dalton to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So on 4th down, on comes Saints kicker Will Lutz. This from 32 yards away. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Their 2nd drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that hole right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd and 4. And complete to Drake London. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That'll be taken in by Demir Bird. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to the ground now. Patterson. They juked him. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will tie us at 3-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 83 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there. Touchdown, wants to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Patterson to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Patterson. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Dalton now to pass. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side, there's London. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Bert?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then he curls back inside for the completion.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw again. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll bring them back within 4. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Dalton. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Another chance for Dalton. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's got some space here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. Flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports halftime report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Falcons. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They start the second half with Kamara. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing, Dalton. Complete, Smith has it. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. Got an open man, it's Olave. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. And out of the air, Dalton. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. To throw here, Dalton. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Lorenzo Carter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Steps away to his left. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Well, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him to completion.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Michael Pruitt. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his pass, incomplete. Anthony Frisker, the intended target. And it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they're going to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Big spot. Andy Dalton. Olave over the middle. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Coming left is Kamara, and he stopped immediately there. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, it's Kamara. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Dalton wants to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
But things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
Exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Farmer, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come over to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the second half? It lets you know that you've got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.